millions of tons of water pictures the dilemma of our age. With the wonders of scientific achievement before us, the choice is justice and peace, or this kind of atomic death. There is no alternative. For the second test at Bikini, this was the plan. Exploded 20 to 40 feet below the surface of the sea, a huge mass of water is forced upwards and outwards. A gigantic eruption spraying radioactive matter for miles. A little over a year ago, as these captured Japanese films show, the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima killed, burned and maimed 194,000 people. How many more died later from deadly rays and mysterious after effects will never be known. Fabric like this was used in a woman's dress. When the bomb fell, heat branded the pattern into her flesh. All films made by Japanese official cameramen have now been confiscated. Military and medical experts will study them for the effects of the bomb. Heat, indescribably intense, traced the outline of a man's body on the concrete roads, a permanent memorial to the first use of the world's most powerful weapon. These pictures provide the true background to the deliberations of the Allied peacemakers in Paris.
It was so dark because of the smoke and dust being sucked up in the mushroom cloud and the ghostly procession. I say ghostly because they just didn't look like human beings. Their hair was just all standing up towards the sky. They were burned and blackened and swollen. Parts of the bodies were missing, and they were covered with blood, and clothes were tattered, and the flesh and skin hanging from their bones.
All right, Shalom. This is Ahara 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right, so the great day of the Lord was that judgment day, the evil day, the bad times. All right, the ultimate judgment. You know, it's going to be worse than ever upon this earth. It's going to come as a destruction from the Almighty, but he's going to use man to do it. He's going to use, Yahweh Shai is going to use man to bring about World War III and about these missiles and their own destruction, digging their own ditch. All right. Now, it says what? It is near, and it hasteth greatly. So it's moving quick. All the prophecies are moving fast towards the end of this man's system, towards the end of wickedness, towards the kingdom being upon the earth, towards the Lord raising up the tabernacle of David and bringing about Yahweh Shai's kingdom. All right. Giving him his throne upon the earth. Now it says, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right. As you've seen in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, their soldiers were the main ones, and the civilians crying for water, crying for their skin to be put back on their bones, you know, crying to be able to die, but they couldn't. They didn't have no type of anesthetic, I think it's called. Now, check this out. It says that day is a day of wrath. All right, the wrath of what? Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, man. All right, bringing judgment upon the heathens for their wickedness and what they've done to the children of Israel and to Yahweh Shai. All right, and also the 2/3 of our people for still continuing in their wickedness to this end. Now, you saw there in the clip the effect that the flash, just the flash from the bomb the atom bomb, or what you would call Big Boy and Little Man, that they used to bomb Hiroshima. America was the spearhead for NATO, the beast. All right, that's what brought them on the scene. Now, it burned a person's shadow into the ground, and they had people's skin hanging off of them. The lady said she thought they were carrying rags, but it was their skin hanging off of them. You know, and people's eyes and their tongue was the first thing to go, because those are the soft organs. All right, the organs, you know, all those things are the first thing to melt on the body. All right, that's why they said they needed water. Now it says a day of trouble and distress. It says a day of wasteness and desolation. So, you know, everything gonna be utterly wasted, right? And desolate. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. And that's what the lady was saying. She said the smoke from the mushroom cloud and the radiation and everything that came from it, what you call nuclear fallout, just like in the beginning of Book of Eli. You know, everything was, you couldn't see. All right, it's gonna blot out the sun, blot out the light from the sun, from the moon, and the stars. All right. Now, she said everything was dark. You know, and it said thick darkness, man. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. So that's what's coming upon this place, man. All right. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So they're going to be burned up. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. So you ain't gonna be able to pay nobody. Money can't save you. You can't go to the store and buy no toilet paper to get away from the missiles. All right. The Lord of the hosts, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, has mustered the host of the battle, controlled the hearts of kings, and brought them all the way to this point, to their own demise. All right. It's like telling somebody to dig their own ditch. Or like if you watch that movie, The Irishman, he stated, Robert De Niro, he was saying, and he said he never got it, how he'll tell somebody to dig their own ditch, and they would do it as if the person holding the gun would change his mind or something. All right. So the Lord has these nations digging their own ditch by through their greed, right? Being led by their own understanding, and ultimately to bring about World War III upon the earth. All right, which is going to end in nuclear destruction. All right, but all this is going to happen after the mark of the beast, the RFID chip gets pushed. And we're in that time to where they're trying to push the digital dollar, you know, vaccines, Corona, the recession. The Fed chairman, he announced the recession yesterday. All right, he announced it yesterday, man. America is officially in a recession. All right, so it says a day, where was that? Verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold, all right, shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. Not a chip, nothing. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. So the whole land of America is going to be devoured. The Lord going to make sure every part of it gets destroyed. All right. You're still going to have melted trees or burnt limbs, all that, and buildings, but it's going to be desolate. All right. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is all judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It's going to be a specific targeted judgment upon Babylon and upon the heathen 2/3, and to set off the deliverance of the children of Israel from around the four corners of the earth. All right. And their blood shall be poured out. Oh, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Wow. So that way it says like ghosts. It's gonna be a real ghost town here. Everybody walking around, man. You know. This is Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. That's why we warn the elect. All right. The hopeful elect of Israel, so they won't take part in that. And sound an alarm in my holy mountain, right? A day of alarm. All right. And we're in that time where we're sounding alarm, blowing the trumpet upon the high mountain. All right. And this trumpet is a warning from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to repent and to turn back. All right. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. All right. What land? America. For the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand, man. And you look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki for an example, because the missiles today, they're nuclear, and during those times, World War II, they just started dealing with nuclear missiles. All the soldiers that were burned up, they were saying it. You know, a new missile.
There's someone on the ground, and ran towards him. He noticed me and said, half groaning, we've been hit by a new type of bomb. A new type of bomb.
This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, nuclear fire. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right? The Lord created the scientists to create, and the engineers to create these missiles. All right, to split the atoms. All right, and it says and do what you'll call nuclear fusion. All right, and nuclear enrichment. And it says, behold, I have, and they're creating these missile technology. And that's all because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua put it in their hearts to do so. Behold, I have created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire. Just like a swordsmith that would create the swords for the warriors, all right, and make it to fashion it to their yield, or how they were going to yield the sword, all right. And that bringing forth an instrument for his work, I have created the waster to destroy. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has created the waster to destroy, the missiles. All right. Wrote it into the script. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. All right. So those weapons, they're not going to prosper against the elect. All right. And you see, she said it was all darkness, and you know, and everything was smoky and cloudy from the mushroom cloud. And that's the same way it's going to be in this time. All right. That was the beginning of the creation of the missiles being established upon the earth. And the Lord said they're not just being stockpiled, they're being stockpiled, and they will be bathed in heaven. They're going to fly into the sky. They're going to touch the sky. All of them, all these missiles, they're going to be shot off. All right. Bathed in heaven, meaning in the Shemayim, in the sky. All right. Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. All right. That's why the scriptures say, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy. For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right, moving quickly. A day of darkness and a day of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people, a great and a strong, there have not been ever the like, never shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, verse 3. A fire devoureth before them. These are missiles, man. All right. And behind them a flame burneth. All right. That's why in Revelation it says, I think it's chapter 9, where it says their power is in their tail and in their mouth. All right, meaning the tip of a weapon, the nuclear warheads, and then you have it fueled by nuclear fire behind it. All right, and it's controlled by technology and the satellites. So that's advanced, and the Lord gave them that ability. And it says the land is as the Garden of Eden before it, all right, America, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So once they land, anything that they hit, what's left behind is going to be nothing but the wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. Whew, nothing. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. All right, dealing with power. All right. It says, like the noise of a chariot on the top of mountains, they're going to be loud. Shall they leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. So they're going to be set in formation by these nations like Russia, China, European nations, and North Korea, the Middle Eastern nations. All right, they're going to have them in formation through the satellites. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. And all faces shall gather blackness. That's what that lady was saying. She said everybody's face was blackened, and it was a nuclear fallout. Everything was dark.
It was so dark because of the smoke and dust being sucked. It was so dark because of the smoke and dust being sucked up in the mushroom cloud.
All right. Joel 2:6. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. All right. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And that's when you get into the Vanguard missiles, those controlled missiles like Russia has that can go around any object. And they shall march, but they can go around any missile defense system. They shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Meaning you ain't gonna be able to shoot these missiles down. They shall run to and fro in the city. They're gonna be shooting past buildings and mountains. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. All right, that's how many missiles, 200 million missiles going to be shot at America. All right, thus saith the Lord, that's prophecy. The heavens shall tremble, the elements shall melt, and the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, and Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. All right, talking about his those missiles and also his angels and his elect. For his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Jeremiah 50:22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? America's being cut off and broken down. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? Because the Lord has done it. All right, Yahweh and his son Yahushua. I have laid a snare before thee. All right, that's that trap. And thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. All right. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Right, man. Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh power, of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, and today that represents America. Come against her from the uttermost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Wow, man. All right. I'm going to finish this. It says, it said, let nothing of her be left, man. Goodness. Slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them. That's all the militaries. For their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh, our power. That's the elect. The vengeance of his temple. See, the Lord is bringing vengeance upon this place for slavery, upon the children of Israel. Call together the archers against Babylon. That's all the people, all the nations that have nuclear ICBM missiles. All ye that bend the bow, that have the silos or the setup to shoot them, camp against it round about, man. So that's a siege that's going to be set against America. All right, that's why you have submarines, aircraft carriers, nuclear aircraft carriers, satellites going over America from North Korea and Russia and China with missiles in them. All kind of shit. So it says, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. All right. And it says, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. And that's just true, man. And that's talking about World War III. They're going to be cut off. And if you're in the militaries or a police officer getting, they're starting to give the police all this military technology, calling them the essentials and the citizens not essentials. Well, the Lord calling you not essential. That's what the Lord got for you. Amos 5:20. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? This is Revelations 8:12. Now you had those Ammonites over there, and what they call Japanese. They went through that in World War II, and they're going to go through it again if they're on this earth. All right, they made it out of that just to go through it again. The ones that survived. And this is it, Revelations 8:12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. And the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. All right, so it's going to be nuclear fallout in the midst of war. All right. Day and night, you ain't going to be able to see shit. That's why that day is going to be a bad time to be upon the earth. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven in a chariot, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpets of the three angels which are yet to sound. Oh, sheesh. So when the missiles get dropped, man, and that world war is kicking off, a lot of people are going to perish. This is Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword, all right, the missiles, will he plead, meaning judge, all flesh. He's going to plead with all flesh, humanity. And the slain of the Lord, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shai shall be many. And you see, she said, check this out.
And the ghostly procession. I say ghostly because they just didn't look like human beings. Their hair was just all standing up towards the sky. They were burned and blackened and swollen. Parts of the bodies were missing, and they were covered with blood, and clothes were tattered, and the flesh and skin hanging from their bones.
This is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, and even those Ammonites as well. All right, and Esau. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. All right, there you go. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.